Preview mode. What? Publish. What? Hello? Can't tell if I'm on the air here. Carl, can you drop in a comment if you can see me anywhere? Oh wait, there I am. Okay, we're on. It's always an adventure. Hi, welcome to Intuition Matters Unveiled, IMU. My name is Maureen Keefe, and we are playing in the psychic hot seat tonight. So we are rigged to stream to YouTube and to Facebook at this time. And I'm going to give Carl a round of applause for helping me get this on the air. Whee! He's actually my Intuition Matters Unveiled hero. He is my tech specialist, my graphic artist. He's my webmaster. I bow. Thank you, Carl. So if you would like to ask a question, you can ask it privately in the Intuition Matters Unveiled Messenger. I will also be checking. It's supposed to be dropping comments in from any it's supposed to be dropping comments in from, sorry, I'm trying to multitask. I'm trying to drop comments in from Facebook and from YouTube all in one place. And so we'll see. I see Carl drop me a message. That's wonderful. Now, first, I'm going to start with a little recap on twin flames. Last week, I brought up how people always idealize what a twin flame relationship is. And actually, it can be very, very challenging. And so a twin flame relationship, in my understanding, is that two people incarnated on the planet at the same time are the male and female aspects of the same soul. Or how I'm trying to get weird shadows out of here. How I perceive it as more of the same soul's essence. And so when you're a twin flame incarnated with your mate at the same time, you have this undeniable draw. You have this deep recognition, like you've known them your entire life. They are so familiar to you. And yet there's all this layering of human woundings and behaviors and fears and neuroses. And that results in a lot of issues about uniting as a couple. And it is in that desire to unite that we face our fears and we go through all these motions trying to be together. So, but the one thing I didn't address was that twin flame relationships are also extremely beautiful when the people involved are consciously engaged, are aware of their choices, recognize that a twin flame relationship is extremely amplified. So if your twin flame hurts your feelings, don't lash out and hurt back, because that is just like a ripple through all of creation. So you really want to, I got some issues with my video. You really want to be mindful in a twin flame relationship, because twin flame relationships are expanding all of creation, and they're contributing to the expansion of love and light. We all are, but twin flames in this incarnation, this one in particular, since it's an ascension cycle, really have extraordinary impact. So twin flames are called to love. That is their mission and their purpose as a couple, to really transcend all limitations of being together, to unite as a very powerful and aligned force of nature and creation. So bless all you twin flames. I know it's not an easy journey. I have a number of clients that are very challenged by it. And especially because on the outside, people will often tell you not to pursue this relationship or counsel you against that person. And it's because when you're looking at it from the outside, it looks crazy that you're in it. But if you're in it and you feel that draw and that hook, and I do want to address that it is different from addiction in a relationship. It's different from codependency in a relationship, although those may also be present. It's a lot going on in a twin flame relationship. So God have mercy upon your souls. Sorry, Goddess. Okay, I have a question that someone dropped in that I want to address, and it is a mother wanting to know if she should homeschool. And when I tuned in on this, I used muscle testing. And when I got if it's in her highest good to homeschool him, I get a no. When I ask if it's in his highest good to homeschool him, I get a no. And then the question went a little deeper because we had some engagement on this. And let's see. It was also about bringing teachers in to teach on a different environment, and that got a yes. I just know my friend's juggling a lot, and so taking on homeschooling was really not in alignment, but she is interested in potentially creating her own school. That gets a yes. Okay, so there was the first question. Another thing I wanted to address was someone had, hang on, I want to adjust what I'm looking at here. What I also wanted to address was someone had asked a deeper question about twin flames after last week's broadcast. And by the way, I do hope to do this weekly as a public service and as a fun thing to create community and engagement. And so ask your favorite psychic, Maureen Keefe, with Intuition Matters Unveiled, IMU, your most burning questions. I do ask that you refrain from, well, I'll have to censor the ones I answer because, like I've said before, I value my Facebook and YouTube accounts. So with that said, let's do also, please, if you want to stay in touch with Maureen Keefe at Intuition Matters Unveiled, please drop your name, phone number, email into Messenger for me to have. I'll add you to my mailing list or pop on to maureenkeefe.com. It's the same as intuitionmatters.org. You can see the amazing job Carl and I have been doing in co-creation. And there is a opt-in that you would get an anxiety busting miracle tool, which is a PDF on the vagus nerve breath. So that was a little, what do you call it when you bust the end of a movie? But go get it. It's really informative, lots of information, and it'll teach you how to use the vagus nerve breath to get out of anxiety. It offsets depression. Over time, it can help with post-traumatic stress triggers and minimize them. And it gets you out of fight or flight. It improves your digestion and your sleep. It is a wonderful, simple tool that is powerful, deceptively powerful. So please go check that out. And then you'll be on my mailing list. And when I finally do get around to doing a newsletter, you'll be the first to get it too. Because there hasn't been one yet. It's coming. Okay. I had someone ask a deeper question on twin flames, and this person has not incarnated with their twin flame, but has had engagement with their twin flame psychically, telepathically. And the concern was that this twin flame had not been presenting recently. And when I tuned in on it, I did get that the twin flame had been presenting, but it was more subtle. That the twin flame's presentation, a twin flame will call you forward no matter what. It's all about growth and expansion and love. And so, my read on this situation was that this person's twin flame was still engaging, but on a much subtler frequency. And so I encouraged this person to ask their twin flame to present much louder, more amplified, more intensely, and to proceed to then, once that person feels the connection with their twin flame, to then have them turn the dial down so that they can get incrementally dial down, so they can get better and better at more and more subtle connection. That said, I also wanted to say that when, the goal of an ascension cycle is embodiment, full soul embodiment in a human body. And so it's bringing our expansiveness into a physical experience. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure if that's possible in physical form or if that's part of what happens when we expand into our light bodies. But at this time, what I mostly wanted to address was when you begin to embody your soul more and more. In the Empath tornado exercise, I always have you bringing in pure source energy and your soul's pure essence. If that's all you did every day, you would really, really transform your world. Of course, in the Empath tornado, that's teamed up with releasing trapped trauma, releasing limiting belief systems, and most importantly, releasing other people's energies from your energy field and letting Mother Earth attend to that, transmute that. Yet the bringing more and more of your soul's essence in and on board, like I said, activates your DNA, your junk DNA, which goes on to activate your innate abilities. And I know for myself, my intuition keeps getting more and more sensitive. And that's why self-care becomes more and more important. But what I wanted to address with the becoming more and more embodied is that your guidance will seem more like your own thoughts. So you'll go from having this sense of an outer connection with your guide and then discover that you'll feel like you don't have a connection with your guide. Well, you actually do. It just feels more like your own thoughts. It's still different. There's still a subtle difference, more of a, you'll sense more of a settling in. It'll feel a little more formal, just a little more formal, but it'll feel very wise. So you'll perceive that you're getting really, great ideas, and you're also getting guidance, but it comes through more and more in your own voice or your own sense of self. So know that the game just keeps getting more and more wonderful the more aware we become and the more connected with our soul self we become. This apparently is becoming a discussion of twin flames and soul connection because I'm not getting people asking questions. So I'm imagining from a challenge of a few weeks of technical difficulties, but also I have not, gotten the word out about this yet. So now that we have our multi-streaming platform, I will become a little better at alerting you to that. It's Psychic Hot Seat Tuesday. I might also do some pop-in lives as well during the week, during the day, different hours. If you're watching this, I'm going to just look over here and see if there's any comments over here. Live chat. Okay, perfect. I just am making sure my system's working, my new system. Yay! I want to continue on about soul connection. All right. So we have overzealous souls, meaning we have a lot to accomplish in this lifetime. And we are not only light workers, but my precious sister Karen one day said to me, I'm not a light worker, I'm a light warrior. That resonated so completely, and it still makes me laugh. It's so right on. We are definitely here to bring in light, to activate light, to bring in more and more light, and to radiate light. We're going through a photon belt, which is light. Photon are packets of light. And I'll tell you, my belief system is that light is consciousness. And when we talk about full disclosure of our galactic families visiting us on the planet or coming and joining us on the planet, I do know that there are physical incarnations in humanoid form, but I believe that primarily the real arrival are the photons. And they're activating us, and they're changing our planet, and they're raising our consciousness and our frequency. So bless the photons, bless the light, bring in more light, breathe in light. My new go-to is Pranic Breathing. I am spending time bringing in light and breath to what's the word? It's okay. So when you eat food, you're taking in nutrition. Light is nutrition. And when you activate your pranic tube, you can start bringing your body into full balance, because you're bringing in everything that you need, the elements, the nutrients, and the liquid or whatever it is that your body needs to function properly. So prana, light, breath, all of that is so critical right now. And so anything that you can do to do that, the vagus nerve breath, Sudarshan Chakra Kriya uses the vagus nerve breath as a daily practice that transmutes darkness off the planet. And breath work, along with breath, releasing trapped trauma, releasing dense energies, releasing bitterness, judgment, resentment, anger, resolving these things are critical. And back to the soul connection. Our souls, hey Karen, I mentioned you earlier. Hello, love, my sister. And so on a soul level, we bring in a lot of intention, like we're coming in with a big mission, and the game has been hijacked on the planet, and so we are getting crushed under more density than we realized we signed up for, yet we still have the ability to break through this. So keep your focus on your goals of releasing trauma and density, use the earth to offset it, and our souls are still on our team, even though I got really mad at my soul when I broke my knee and had to be non-weight bearing for 6 weeks and was on crutches for months, and it took me a year of recovery. And I also discovered on a soul level that was to get me to be able to ask for help. I was very immersed in codependency, and it was taking me to a new level of asking for help, letting people help me, and working through all the emotions of being laid up and challenged and all the above. So I used to say, Karen, if you have any questions, hi Stacy, thanks for joining me. Hello, you guys. You can ask private questions in chat. I won't say in Messenger. I won't say your name. So ask away anything you want to know. And it can be personal. It can be about the state of affairs. I might have to censor myself. And it can be anything about being psychic, about these turbulent times, about energy, galactic families, lucid dreaming, entity infringement. It can be about meditation. It can be anything that strikes you that's spiritual, that's expansive, that's psychic, that you want an answer for, or how to improve your own abilities or what your abilities are. So have fun asking anything you want. And if you're watching this as a replay, please feel free to pop into Intuition Matters Unveiled on Facebook and pop in a private message if you'd like. And I will address it in next Tuesday's hot seat at 5 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time. I believe by then we'll be in our daylight savings time, so it'll be, I guess, Mountain Standard Time. Come play. So, girls, ask me some questions. And I'm sure my hero has questions as well. My technology master. Let's get some going in the messenger, or even as a comment. So thanks for joining me, you guys. So our souls are all about personal growth, expansion, transformation. Our soul journeys are all about how far can we get from love and find our way back to love. How deeply can we get engaged in fear and find our way back to trust? How far can we go down the rabbit hole of we are not supported, we're victims, we are powerless, and find our way back to claim our sovereignty, claim our power, claim our abilities, and to shed the programs of our, oh, yeah, let's find out. Karen saying her lights are flickering. Any insight on that? Let's tune in and find out what that is. So I'm getting centered and I put my hands together, connects my meridians. I'm putting my thumbs against my heart center. It activates my heart center. That's our stargate and gateway to all realms. And I'm just going to sink in, a little nervous on the air. So feeling my feet, take a deep breath, releasing stress, sinking down to the heart of the earth so that I get a nice, clear connection. And so first I'm going to first ask if this is company, and it's not. So company can be relatives from the other side that are popping in to say hi. And I'll leave it at that. And I sense that what it is it's excitement about doing this live, and that I know how much Karen loves me. And so her excitement for this finally happening is like she's exploding into the electronics and the electrical circuitry. So how does that feel? You can let me know. I spoke about Karen in another hot seat about how she had helped me with suffering from body aches when I was sick through energy work. She's really gifted at that. Very powerful woman, and she's very psychic as well. Stacy, who's with us, Stacy, if you would drop in the name of your group, I'll promote your group here. Stacy is a nurse. I'm not sure if she's retired or not, but she's going into very expansive healing modalities herself. And she's also very psychic. We haven't really talked about that, but you are. So Our Valley Wellness is a group here on Facebook, and go check it out and join her group, see what's going on. And so these are my Minnesota girls. I used to live in Minnesota. And so, land of 10,000 lakes, lots of greenery, which I'm sure it's not green right now. Anyway, so soul, essence, that's our full expansiveness, the God spark that we are, embodied in human form. Soul's essence is bringing us back online with our divine blueprint. And I always say now, optimally enhanced divine blueprint. Okay, your dogs are fighting. All right, let's find out what's going on with the dogs. Hold on a second. Okay, are they? First, I'm going to ask, I like to ask questions out loud, and it kind of evolves the story. So first I'm going to ask, are the dogs acting as empaths and processing emotions for the family? And I'm getting a no on that. Is this a direct issue with each other? I am getting a yes on that. Okay, so let's see what that issue is. One feels a little maligned. Either one is like, is it about food? There's a food issue. Is it also about getting attention or bed? No. So I guess it's a food issue. They feel like one feels like they're getting one feels like they're getting preferential treatment over the other. Or Stacy, is one of your dogs actually stealing food from the other? There's some food issue and it's about entitlement. And you can use that as an opportunity to explore if you have entitlement of your own, or if you're judging entitlement in others. Everything in our lives happening has information for us. So, Karen, you've got some high voltage going on and it's pulsing. And Stacy, explore what these power struggles between your beloved pets is about. Jealousy and feeling upstaged, or like there's some entitlement thing going on. And so I know that, so back to the everything's a reflection of what's going on in our lives. Greg Braden wrote a book or did a video on the 7 mirrors of relationships, or the 7 mirrors of the Essenes, something like that. And it's profound. It talks about all the different ways what's going on around us is bringing us guidance. And so either you are engaging in it, you have judgment of it, you're afraid of it. There's, aspects. I'll get all 7 of them and I'll make a post and help flesh out that awareness. Super cool to be using our wake state life experiences like a dream, and get a dream dictionary and take apart the different elements happening. So Stacy, I would look up dogs. I actually have my divination stuff here this time. And so I'm using the dream book, Symbols for Self-Understanding by Betty Bethards. I understand Betty has transitioned. I've had this book a really long time. I love it because it's all about personal growth. And so, typically dogs are about loyalty. Often they can represent our masculine nature. And this was saying masculine part of self, if ferocious, means aggressive tendencies must be redirected in positive channels and verbalized. So if there's some frustrations going on with you, a coworker, a child, whatever, it's important to find a way to express that. And let's see. Oh yeah, Gaia TV. Yeah, I have heard about Gaia TV. I do not have a subscription, but it's I would like to have. I would like to be watching Gaia TV. So let's see if fighting is in here. I'm using the dictionary as taking apart the dogs fighting to see if there's some dream interpretation here, because this is a wake state dream that we're in. And no, I'm not seeing fighting. I'll look up jealousy, see if emotions are in here. I haven't used this in a while. Nope, I'm not finding emotions. Let's see, jealousy, if that's in there. Jealousy. And a little bit of power struggle going on too. So, jealous, insecurity, stop and work on self-love, see your own beauty and self-worth. And, jealousy is usually, and I'm not pointing this at you, Stacy, at all. I am just discussing that jealousy is a fear of someone taking what we have, or our object of desire, or upstaging us, or having something we wish we had, like money or looks or youth or the job or the man or whatever. Self-love is so key. Self-love, self-love, self-love. And if you're having a hard time with self-love, not you, Stacy, if you are, you can call me too. But if you're having trouble with self-love in your life, I know that was one of the last frontiers for my own personal breakthrough. In an upbringing that's challenging for a psychic sensitive empath child who's very awake and aware. It was a very damaging family situation, emotionally damaging family, psychologically damaging family situation too. And what we do is we disown our inner child. We disown our child self when our caregivers don't have the resources to tend to our needs in the way that we need them. And so to survive and to please the parent, we disown our wounded child. We disown our child. And we, in essence, go in and begin parenting the parent in a childlike way, being their caretaker, caregiver, attend to the parent. And so you find children draining. You may find you don't like children, or you don't want to have children. And that often boils down to we have disowned our own child self and our own inner child. And so inner child work is super powerful. I always recommend Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. She's got another book that I recently bought. I haven't really had time to spend with it, but it's her mirror work book. I really recommend mirror work. And it's, if you have self-loathing issues, it's going to be the hardest thing you ever did for the first 2 times or 3 times. So be gentle with you. Celebrate every success on any step you take for self-love, self-respect, compassion. I have a trauma clearing exercise that I use for my clients. I also can lead you through a trauma clearing guided meditation that is based in neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. That's super powerful for releasing trapped trauma. And it's even kind of fun. So if you want to have fun releasing your trauma, that's one way to do it. And, but releasing trauma and mirror work, when I was doing the releasing trauma exercise, it's about finding the trapped trauma in your body, focusing on it as a sensation while you breathe, relax, and keep your heart open. And it's a state of observation. And when you feel a shift, then you know that you have released that trapped trauma. And I discovered the more I did that exercise with anything that presented, with old wounds that presented, with new relationship issues that emulated old wounds that presented, the more I did the work, the more compassion that I had for myself. And I really developed a heart-centered tenderness for myself, which was not present. So for your most facilitated journey, I recommend firing your inner critic. I recommend hiring an inner cheerleader. I recommend releasing trapped trauma, engaging in all practices of self-compassion, self-love, kindness to self, and celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Like, I need to hear, let's give me an applause for finally launching. There's like 3 sound effects that I want to use. But we don't celebrate our wins. We're always raising the bar, raising the bar, raising the bar. Okay, you did that. Now you got it, but you didn't do this. Oh, you did that, but you got to do this. And now that you've done that, that's all fine. Now do that, and we're just never really celebrating our wins. And so that's going to just beg for burnout and depression and all kinds of things, probably anxiety attacks. So all the work that we do creates a more enriched and fulfilling life. What's going on our inner realms is reflected on our outer realms. So if you want to love in your life, fall in love with yourself. You want to show up for yourself. You want to be supportive of you. You want to be tender, kind, nurturing, loving, attentive. You want to be honest with yourself. And you want to keep your priorities in order. And then you will, once you've cultivated that, then you will draw in your match that's able to do that. When we operate from codependency, when we overgive, the universe wants balance. So we're going to draw in takers. So codependency is overgiving. It's toxic giving. It's giving to get love. It's giving to feel safe. And it's giving because that's how we got rewarded when we were young, how we got any attention or felt like we mattered. And so it's a super critical that we restore balance in our adulthood, or the universe will give us opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in the form of narcissists, mentally ill people, con artists, opportunists, and every taker on the planet will be knocking on your door. Drug addicts, alcoholics, people that you want to rescue, people that need you to rescue them or require you to rescue them, are all you out of balance, drawing in your balancing counterpart. So and one word of awareness that when we finally start choosing us and start setting healthy limits and boundaries, often we can be abusive in reestablishing balance. So be mindful of that, because here's the pendulum of overgiving, and then let's see which way I can go. It goes way over here when we start taking care of ourselves first. And where you want to end up is at the center, so the fulcrum. And you can do it incrementally. And if you're abusive for a time or two, forgive yourself and bring it back home. And one thing about doing self-change, I read in my research that it takes 400 repetitions for self-change. If you make it playful, 20 repetitions for self-change. So let's start having some fun in even our healing journey. Okay, so let's see what else. NLP. Yeah, we do need to sit down and talk. I love NLP. It is by far and above the fastest, lightning fast transformation tool I have ever discovered. And so to release trapped trauma, you have to, one, acknowledge that it was a trauma. You have to recognize how it impacted your life on all along the way. And then you need to try to connect the dots back to origin. If you can connect it to your childhood, praise be, because you are finding, really where it all began. And the universe is going to bring it around and around and around, that same wound, that same pattern, to give us an opportunity to heal it. So the more we shove it away, the more it's in our face. And so then once you've acknowledged it, and then you observe, where is this in my body? And then you either work with NLP to clear it, or you do the breathe, relax, heart open as you observe this trauma trapped in your body as a sensation. Like, is it tightness? Is it hard? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it prickly? Is it burning? Does it feel like a void? Is it numb? So there's going to be some difference in your physical state or a chronic pain. Are all guidance of where we're harboring our trapped trauma and our illnesses too. Breast cancer is often all about overgiving. So first thing for breast cancer, get in there and get help with your codependency, and bringing your overgiving back into balance, because your universe is calling you to take care of you now. No judgment. There's never judgment. It's just feedback. Our universe is giving us feedback. The other thing too is the whatever we believe will be reflected back to us. So if we believe we're alone, you will see all kinds of evidence of how alone you are. If you believe that God has abandoned you or source has abandoned you, you will see how abandoned you are. If you think you're a victim, if you feel like a victim, if you play the victim, you will have opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to claim your victimhood. And the only way out is through. It's all about the conscious journey. Nobody can do it for you. People can support you. People can bring you information. They can facilitate it. And that's my passion. Empowerment and uplifting and igniting your vision, igniting your dreams again. And the most freeway, fast, direct honing in of releasing what's holding you back, blocks and obstacles, fears, limiting belief systems, old wounds, programming, and let's turn it around. Very exciting times because we can, and there's so much information out there. Yay, Carl! The emojis are for that applause, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Oh, good for you about yes, the mirror work. There is a really great video by Teal Swan where she sits and does a session of her own mirror work, and it's very profound. I just loved that video that she created. It was very brave and very real. Another way to do mirror work, it's super cool, is to sit in front of the mirror and have your phone in audio record or in texting mode so that you can dictate. And as you look into your eyes, you talk out loud what you're experiencing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and how it shifts and where it takes you then. It's all about a deepening. It's all about connection. It's all about learning to trust yourself. Get on your own team. I have to laugh and give you a reveal here. So I have another Facebook page that is now, it's a nerd. It's just sitting there directing you here. And I wanted to start a series on that channel or on that page that was all about getting on your own team. I couldn't get on my own team to do it. And part of the getting on your own team was the process of getting on your own team. And it was also about self-love. And it's also about making life-affirming choices, life-giving choices, versus life-depleting choices and self-sabotaging choices and self-destructive choices. My friend Della McGee, who is also an incredible psychic, and she also does readings and healing sessions for people, InnerPeaceMovementStudio.com. She had said to me decades ago about we would compare our food issues and addictions of things, and she said, is it how did I say this? Is it a craving or is it a life-depleting addiction? Something, I'm not quoting her well. I'll put it in a post too. But yeah, so it's all about the choices we make. She also had said to me back in the day, because I really struggled with depression. Oh my God. And she said, when you observe your thoughts and it's negative, choose again. And, it is that constant choice. And often we feel really, really beat down. We feel beat down by the fear programs. We feel beat down by being empaths and just the sheer empath load. And we just feel beaten down by the constant trying to heal. Sometimes it's chronic ailments. Sometimes it's mental health issues, fears, relationship struggles. And we want to toss in the towel, but all we can, that's not the solution. All we can do is start making more life-affirming choices. People who say they can't afford a session. Are you buying cigarettes? Are you buying alcohol? Are you eating sugar? Are you watching Netflix? Are you doing drugs? Are you whatever that that money is going to, that could be better invested in your health, happiness, well-being, stability, and embracing your dreams. So just kind of calling out all of our own programs that keep us bound. But definitely, yeah, Teal has been through a lot. Wow. Oh yeah, I like that photon idea. We'll have to talk about that. Maybe you and I can do an interview online sometime. That would be fun. Let's do that. We'll talk about all these fun things. All right. We've got 10 minutes. Anybody got questions? Want to throw? I have a moth in here. I just saw myself on delay grabbing at the air. All right. Anybody have more questions? I'm happy to answer them while we still have time. And let's just see if I get some. Oh, let's pull a card. Let's pull a card. Winter solstice and reflection is the card. So it's beautiful, going back to the Greg Braden's mirrors of relationships. And so this is really cool too, because, let's see. So look at these birch trees on the edge of a pond in the winter, and it's being reflected in the water. So Kelly Coffey is a friend of mine, and she had a near-death experience, and she teaches something called the God bubble. And it's about how we can reharmonize our reality, claiming our godness. And she encourages you to make it your own. And how I've made it my own is, I'll take you through this meditation as an exit. It's really cool. So you are the spark of the divine, and you are creating your own reality. Now, how she describes it is our God self and then our human self. And she calls the human self our avatar self. And so when we're feeling crushed under the bus, when we're feeling depleted and disadvantaged and challenged and like things aren't working for us, we can envision our God self. I see it as this big soap bubble that is golden, and it has like rose pink swirls, opalescent, and it just silently descends upon me and all of my realms. Like, you're all in my creation, so you're getting a little love in this as well, a lot of love. And so I envision it coming down, and I describe it like a silent snowfall in the forest. And it's just that incredible peacefulness. And so that reminds me of that winter solstice reflection. Oops. And that super peaceful forest, silent. And so we need to create sanctuary in our inner realm so that we can navigate these times. And so bringing this God bubble down, over us. And I say that, and this is probably out of context with what Kelly would be guiding, but I always bring into focus righting all wrongs, uncreating all miscreations, restoring harmony, balance. And you're seeing your divine blueprint coming back online in its optimally enhanced form of divine perfection. You're realigning with your divinity. You're recalibrating and reharmonizing to the most optimal frequency for navigating these times. You're connecting with the earth as the God bubble just descends in that beautiful, sacred, peaceful sanctuary silence. And then as you feel it completely descend down, you can feel it like you're encapsulated in the bubble, and you can choose to navigate your day from that place, or you can collapse that down into your heart to be activating that frequency from within. So may peace and harmony indwell you all. May your journeys be blessed in all ways. Thank you for tuning in from the head to the heart. Life is good. Life is meant to be a joyful journey. Let's get into it. INTUIT. And I'm not talking software. Okay. Blessings. This is Maureen Keefe with Intuition Matters Unveiled. IMU. Hope to see you next week. Drop your questions in Messenger on the Intuition Matters Unveiled page, or pop them in on the next post promoting the upcoming event. Thank you for joining us. Blessings. Thank you. I don't know how to end this. Oh, end broadcast. Here, let's end it on this one. Oh, how about this one? I like the other one. Okay. Blessings. Bye now.